Welcome to the Turaco Creative Cast. We're just doing some casual streaming, casual drawing today. We have a guest, Christopher Runciman.
Hello.
There's his hand. And,
Yep.
we're just doing some sketch cards. So as usual, you can watch me as I draw my card, and once in a while I'll show the art. So I already got one started here. But Chris has got his camera there, so you can see what he's doing.
All right. Well,
So,
I am going to draw Captain Goggles. And I found an image of Captain Goggles.
yeah, I'm sure there's
Right.
plenty on my Instagram. Um, Seven did a bunch of them, and I just uploaded those on Instagram recently.
Oh, cool.
So he's or he, I don't know if it's he. They like to be just go by Seven, but yeah, like they do a really good job. I was like,
Good
oh,
stuff.
huge muscles, and like, oh wow,
All jacked up.
yeah. Now they said they want to do one of Masked Woman, so I was like, oh, go go for it. Yeah. They want to give them like advice or anything. Just do what. You know. And if I don't like it, then I won't show it.
Is oh, I see him. Cool. Super cool. Okay.
So
I got an
look at
image of this Goggles
I got
fella.
I got some cool comics today,
Oh, there you go.
and, featuring James Marsters. I guess this is from the con.
Oh, yeah. So I'm the art director of London Comic Con in
Okay.
London, Ontario, Canada. And so the if you flip that over, right, that's the London Comic Jam that I run every month at an art gallery here in London. And
Hmm.
so what it is somebody draws, like the first panel, and then they
Okay.
slide the page in the middle of the table, and the next person draws the next panel, and so on and so on and so on until you finish a
Okay.
page.
Yeah.
And so we gave with between myself, Heroes Comics in London, the Arts Project or TAP Center for Creativity, and
Hmm.
the London Comic Con, we gave out a few thousand copies of those for Free Comic Day.
Oh wow,
Yeah, so that was fun.
that's cool.
All right, let's get crack-a-lackin'. I'm going to move something here so that because I'm on a. Oh, I could actually just try to raise my chair.
This is something I would like to do at a comic jam.
You'd like to do a what? I'm sorry.
I would like to do a comic jam here locally. It's just finding other creatives. I'm sure there
Well, that's
are. I
the
think.
challenge, right?
Hmm?
That's the challenge sometimes is because drawing comics is such an isolating thing that sometimes it becomes difficult for us to be able to find somebody that like a like creator in the region
Yeah.
can hang out with and make books, beautiful books with, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the challenges that I myself faced here in the icy colds of Canada. And so, what I did is I did smoke signals, and somebody over the next snowy mountaintop said, "By goodness, there's a man wanting to make comets. No, comics." And so they got on their snow sled. This London's no different than New York. London's no different. It's actually um, Corey Kerr lives at the same
Or-
level of like elevation in the globe that I do. Like Corey Kerr, where Kerr lives in the United States, is no different than how it is here in Ontario right now. So
oh,
we used to get a lot of snow in the 1970s. But
when it was hip and
it's
cool.
when it was hip and cool to have lots of snow and to get snowed into school and have to stay there overnight. Realize that you've been at the school for 2 weeks because the blizzard just shut your town down.
Yeah,
Real story.
those were the days.
Yep, the good old days where everybody hung out in their Camaros. Just about how cool and gnarly Alice Cooper is. Strange time for the world.
Be true to your school.
There you
You'll
go.
never get another.
I got something making noises at me over here on my robot. There we go. Well, it's cool to hang out with you.
Yeah. Yeah, I like hanging out. Usually on the Turaco CreativeCast, like we'll invite a guest and they'll talk either a topic or promote their stuff for a little bit. But we like to get to know the creator behind the comic. So
Sure. Well, we could do that sometime, but sometimes it's
so
just
so yeah,
here.
so like you know what, sometimes I just wanna draw and hang out and just not have to shill.
How to put on
So
your stage voice and all that stuff, and you got a suave stage voice when you're doing your Turaco show. Hey,
um,
it's me, Captain Cuckles. Do you do that?
well, I tried at first, but it doesn't stick. This is a welcome to the Turaco Creative Cast. This is Captain Goggles, aka Frank Salazar, and we have the lovely masked woman today, but she couldn't be here, so
Nice, nice. Let me try my radio voice. Let's see. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Chris likes to make things with his hands, and yeah, it's about to get weird. That's my radio voice. Yeah, no,
okay.
I got to work on it. My problem is because of the depth of my voice, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
people are always expecting me to announce terrible disasters.
Another
You
snowstorm today.
An earthquake swallowed the entire southern side of town. More on this at 6. Yeah, and I don't know. It's awkward. It's strange, and then I've got a scratch in my voice too, and so depending on you know where I am and what I'm doing, it's you can hear the scratch really come through, and it just sounds like that guy's. It just sounds like a weird voice. And my one son definitely has it too. He's like, "Hey, Dad, how's it going?" It's like it's kind of sort of sounds like Jack Nicholson in a little way.
And my middle son is like, "Hello, father. How are you today, father?" I'm like,
Sideburns. Someone named Sideburns has joined us, Frank.
hey, Sideburns.
Hello,
Welcome, Sideburns.
Sideburns.
I sent. Philip ordered a copy of Captain Goggles,
Oh,
and
good stuff.
I ordered him. I ordered him. I sent it out today, so I figured out how to do the Canadian shipping on Etsy. So it's
I've
still a
got to
little
put it.
pricey though. But
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous. I've got to
yeah, I
put a
tried to
for
just tell them, hey, just PayPal me, and I kind of like figured out a price, and then like, oh, I undercharged. But
Did you realize?
I didn't mind paying out of pocket for this. But
Did
yeah,
you
so
realize
okay,
after the?
yeah, after I was already at already charged, it was at the post office. I was like, okay, I was off by like
Well,
$4 or
that's challenging.
$5.
Right? I'm sure you would understand if you had to make that correction. That's a pretty good
Yeah,
point.
but I was, yeah, it was like $5 extra. I was like, nah, that's not a. It's fine. I can eat this. So I was like, okay, I'll just fix it on Etsy, and whatever they charge, that's what they charge, and that's, like I said, they charge it for a reason. So,
There you go.
so I have like three. Well, I have 4 copies left, but I did one in a special bundle where I did a remark.
Oh
So
yeah,
that one,
you're about that.
I kind of upped the price, and I just did a little small cap and goggles on it. But I think that was like $46.
Nice.
Um, and I put in a bunch of extra stuff too, so that you're
Now
still
is that
getting
46? I'm sorry. Is that 46 American?
American. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's $2,000 Canadian.
No, okay.
I wonder if Sideburns is drawing tonight as well.
He might be. He also makes comics. He's from Australia. But
Really likes
my
comics.
regular comic is I have it now at $25.
Oh, good.
But I decided to include some of the mini comics, kind of move some of the inventory and just, yeah, you get
Oh,
it all in one. So there you go.
yeah.
And, yeah, so it's been good. I'm pleasantly surprised that it has been selling.
Why are you
It's
pleasant? Like, why are you surprised? I know
it's
the other day.
it's like what I did a small run of 25, and I only put out like 20 to sell, and the others I was kind of just giving away, and I kept one for myself. And yeah, it was like basically my first one that I did, and that I didn't. I've done other comics, but like mostly mini comics, or done it in anthologies. So this is
Yeah.
the one that I did all. I guess like 80 to 90%, because Anna also helped with the story, and she did the cover. And so, well, I mean, we kind of came up with roughly together, and she helped with some of the stuff, but I did a lot of the stuff. So
Cool.
yeah, I'm I got a little bit of that pesky imposter syndrome where I'm like, well, maybe the art's not good enough. Like, well, it is what it is, and I'm.
Well, earlier was that earlier today that you were frustrated by somebody, or was that yesterday?
It was yesterday. It carried over for a couple of days,
Yeah.
so but now it's kind of cool. It's calmed down, and
Good.
but it was yeah, I don't know. It was kind of like weird. It was like some. I guess they were kind of frustrated with me, and then and I was like, okay, and then since they were frustrated, they just started like telling me some like different stuff. It's like, okay, you're all over the place. Like, what's going on? And then it's like, well, you need to get a job. I was like, okay, okay, I work. I mean, it's not a 9 to 5, but I'm working harder on the art, and I've been selling, like, and so I'm pleasantly surprised that the comic has been selling so well that I only have like a few copies left, because in
Great.
and I haven't even touched that money. I just like I get it and I put it away, and like that's there. So,
Well,
but I said, like, I do work. Art is my job, and that's when I heard the that's just a hobby.
oh boy.
So I don't know if you saw that post today. Oh yeah, you saw that. You commented.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
mean that's the problem sometimes is that Oh, Sideburn says they're working, they're afraid. It says, well, it says I'm working, I'm afraid. Well, I hope that you
Okay.
like what you're doing, Sideburns. And thank you for hanging out with us while you're at work. The challenge of other people and how they look at the making of something, the craft of something, whatever it is. Well, I'm making a rocking chair in my basement, or I'm working on a comic, or I'm landscaping my space, or I'm doing a painting, or it doesn't matter
Yeah.
what it is. Somebody's finding some form of self-expression and creativity. Not everybody has that facility, right? Like not everybody has the
Yeah.
ability to do that, much less
Yeah.
understand it. Should I put up a Ko-fi or Patreon? Sideburns has asked.
Um,
Do you do one of those, Frank?
I do the Ko-fi,
Yeah.
which is kind of like Patreon Lite. Like anyone can kind of like donate to you if they want.
Yeah.
Um, you don't really have to do uh much. There's like a little public gallery, so sometimes I just like post drawings that I've done, and sometimes people are just like, hey, I want to support you. And the way I had it set up at first was like, hey, if you like donate the minimum of $3, I'll send you some PDF comics. And when they
Cool.
do that, I'll just like email them, and and Cyber knows one of them. Uh, I have been
Nice.
thinking about doing a Patreon, but for that, I would, at least for me, I would like to have like a study schedule where I'm uploading art or some videos where I can just show those first there, or just like, oh, this is just for Patreon.
I
And
have a Patreon,
oh,
and
cool.
yeah, and I've had it for some time. I have. Are you ready? Drum
Yes.
roll. 3 people on it, and
Okay.
yeah, I know that drum roll really didn't need. Wasn't necessary for 3 people. Um,
That's why I
Yeah,
stopped.
I've got 3 people on my Patreon. I put copies of everything that I'm posting on whatever different channels or so forth. I put that on the Patreon. In addition to behind the scenes stuff, and I talk a lot more about process there. And yet I've still only got 3 people. I'm not doing something correct, like I'm not promoting it right or something. I don't know what I'm doing, but honestly, I really I'm not too invested in it.
Mhm.
People tend to just uh, buy books from me, or contact me about original art directly. Like I haven't sold anything through Patreon, and it doesn't make much, but it's what it is.
Yeah.
you know
I
so you
guess
don't
it
have
just
enough
boils
to buy
down to
that.
how much you promote it, how much you push it.
Well, I mention it a lot, like I mention it in things that I still don't get the numbers for it.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not too.
It's not your main thing. It's not
No, not at
your
all.
main.
And I think that there also might be something about, well, why would people give me money on Patreon when I give out so much stuff for free? You know?
Yeah.
So, is Captain Goggles supposed to wear glasses under his goggles?
No, Captain Goggles doesn't need glasses, so that's where he differs for me.
So, I found
Although
a
he does
picture.
have a mustache.
So, what I did is I found a picture of you, and I'm drawing you as Captain Goggles.
Okay. Well, I mean, I I am Captain Goggles.
Well, I know.
So
But
so it's me cosplaying as Captain Goggles.
to cosplaying as you in your secret identity of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I find that that's one of the loaded things that people do, and they don't realize that the harm that can do to people when they say comments like, you get a haircut and get a real job, hippie.
Yeah.
And you have become one of the necessary people in society. Ugh. One of those types. And
Yeah.
I don't think people realize how harmful that can be to others. Everybody's got their own thing. And
Yeah.
one of the things I've always said to my kids is, as they're growing up is, figure out who you are and do your thing. They're all very different,
Yeah.
but they're all very happy. Happy, happy, happy.
Cool. Yeah. And the guy that told me he's a younger guy. And he's actually I met him a year ago, so he's a friend of mine. So it was kind of like odd. I was like, why are you like just like telling me this now? It just sounded like he was frustrated, and it was something to kind of like um I guess for him to justify. Well, it's because you do this and you do that. I was like, yeah. And you need to make some money, get a job and make some money. Like, okay, well, yeah, I do. Like, I mean,
Yeah, but even if you don't, right? Even if you're doing whatever you're doing, that's not his problem.
yeah,
That's not up to him.
yeah. And I told him that. I told him as much. I told him like, you don't decide what I do, and I don't take financial advice just from anyone.
Yeah.
And I do this. Yeah, I think he just kind of like I think someone was like voicing their opinion about me, which is fine. And he just kind of took it as fact because
Oh,
it was something like oh well, Frank doesn't he asks for rides but he doesn't give people gas money. Like, well, I mean, if you ask me for gas money I'll give it to you, but if you don't ask it I don't. But
how are you supposed to know?
yeah, but I am, but it's not even like, I mean, there are people I do ask, and but so I didn't know who he was talking about specifically, but I know he was one that I would ask for rides. But he also would never ask for gas money, and I did offer him to take him out to eat the other day, a couple of weeks ago, and he turned me down. So, but but it's like, yeah, you don't give people gas money, and like, well, okay. He's like,
Everybody
you
but
need to,
you.
yeah. He's like, you need to get a car. Like, well, I don't want to get a car. I don't, I don't drive, and
What
I
do you
didn't
need
want to
it?
get into it with him why I don't drive because like, okay, well, he's obviously in the mood to argue, so like I'm not gonna give you any ammunition. So, but like, uh, which that yeah, that kind of bugged me, but I can brush it off. Like, okay, that's not.
Man,
But it was like the art thing that really I was like, oh, it's just a hobby because that's something I've heard a few times.
well, it sounds to me like he just doesn't know.
Yeah, and that's why
Sounds to me like,
he just doesn't know that much, and he's kind of just assuming things. And like, and I told him like, if you want to tell me something, tell me in private. If you want gas money, let me know. When I have it, I give it.
yeah.
Um, and like, and I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and I'm not gonna get a car right now. If I do get something, I will, but it's not because you tell me.
Well, it's always easy when people are trying to. They think they're helping. It's
Yeah, and
always
that's
to say things. It doesn't necessarily mean that A, you ask them for that thing that they've just said, or B, that they don't know. That maybe they don't know your entire situation, and maybe you don't need to tell anybody your entire situation and validate whatever towards
yeah,
what they've. That doesn't matter for them. That's not. That's challenging, right? And the thing about being all artsy fartsy,
yeah,
you're making things and you're having fun. and it's not hurting anybody, doesn't hurt. Hey, throw a drive or something like that. Gas isn't that bad. Gas in Canada is a nightmare, but gas in the States isn't that bad. We got up to $2 a liter up here.
Oh wow.
Well, in American, that'd be $4, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So if you can imagine trying to fill up a tank of gas on that, there's a whole bunch of people that had to park their snowmobiles.
Well, that's why sled dogs are the best.
What's that?
That's why sled dogs are the best.
Oh yeah, except for you gotta feed them, and they don't take gas. They have it though. There's one thing about sled dogs: you got to be careful what you feed them because it's the wrong kind of gas behind the sled. I am so full of dumb jokes.
I got this penciled up more. I think it looks fine.
Hey, let's see. Hey, yeah, it's looking good. Yeah, I like that effect behind his head.
Yeah, it's in that leaping effect. Well, I like that. I think I can now ink it. And I bought these new multi-liners, which are like micron ripoffs, but they work great.
How do you like those? You like them, yeah?
Yeah, I want to get a Tombow. I was looking at that.
Oh,
But,
these things?
Yeah.
The Fudensuke. I don't know how to say it. I probably really just destroyed that. But yeah, they're neat because they've got this pointed tip. Now, the blue ones are hard, and the black ones are soft, and you get them as a 2-pack. And depending on the marks you need to make, you can switch what kind of tip you've got.
Okay.
Well, that's fun. Yeah, I think this
Also,
pen.
to answer Cyburn's question, which one do you think you can handle the most? Because you want to do
That's
a
a good answer.
Patreon or a Kofi?
Yeah, that's a good answer. Depends on whichever one works for you.
Yeah.
Maybe for what your needs are, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause I know some people that have a Kofi that they're just kind of like, hey, here's pictures of stuff. If you want to support me, there you can. If not, here's still pictures of stuff you can look at. So and people support them. So yeah.
I heard about it recently from a friend of mine. I looked at it, and all he has on his Ko-fi is, "Hey, buy me a coffee," and and it's got some pictures and stuff that he's posted. But he was like, "See that? Get it? Ko-fi, coffee." And I'm like, "Isn't that
Yeah.
the whole point of the thing? Like, isn't that?"
Yeah, it's like a little tip jar to like you if someone wants to buy you a cup of coffee, they can.
I mean, but this guy I know thought he was like really witty. Hey, buy me a coffee, and I'm like, "That's you just made the joke that the whole platform's based on."
I heard
He's
about it through Curry Kerr, so yeah.
What's that?
I heard about Kobe through Curry Kerr.
Is that right?
Yeah. And yeah,
Frank has
that's he
said
was
that's
saying
how I got
coffee.
his name. He thinks. Yeah, I think so. I think so too, Cyburns. That's why I'm saying like my friend is not funny. It's he's making he's stating the thing that the whole platform joke is like the fun witticism that the platform's using, and he's thinking
Yeah.
that he's being witty, and it's like, dude, that's the joke.
Yeah, it's like if I post on Facebook, see my face on this book, get it?
Yeah, that's right. We're going to start a new movement in comics, I think, of people doing self portraits of themselves as children.
Yeah.
That'll be our new thing. That the picture on the cover of the one book that you got today,
Mm-hmm.
Frank, is hanging in someone's bathroom. That the picture of me sitting in my little red wagon as a child
Yeah.
is me and, in my youth, and the original is hanging in someone's washroom because it gets the most traffic in the house, and that way people will see it. And I'm like, yeah, okay, but it's in your toilet, you know.
Yeah. There it is.
Nice, man.
Yeah, I did a painting a few years ago. Where it was around Christmas. So it was the white elephant thing where you it's like a gift exchange, but people can like steal your gift.
Oh, okay, yeah. I call it Sucky Christmas.
Okay, yeah. So so uh so they're like, oh yeah, you bring a gift like a valued at whatever at this much, and I was like, hey, can I just do a painting? So I did a little painting of a an Arizona cactus with Christmas lights on it. So it was like a
Okay,
cactus Christmas tree, and the the owner of the house who were doing it, he's the one that uh, ended up with it.
yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, I like this. Can you sign in on the back?" Like, sure, yeah. So, and then the next time that I see it, he had it in the restroom. It's like, oh, that's where he put it.
A lot of people do that, buddy. A lot of people
Yeah.
do that because they think that that room gets the most traffic in the house. Most people are going to see your work there.
Yeah.
First time I ever saw that, I'm like, is that a positive thing or is that a? Yeah, they mean it in a positive way. So
Okay.
better than in the toilet than hung on the
Yeah.
wall in the back.
So for the rest of the month, people who had to take a crap were in his house saw my cactus Christmas tree.
Nice goggles. Is Chris drawing Captain Goggles?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, indeedly do.
Oh, Cyburns did a fan art of a masked woman. It's on
Oh,
Instagram. So I showed that to Anna, and she liked it.
nice. So you got a whole super team going there.
Yeah.
I'll uh, I'll have to show up sometime down there in Texas and dressed up in I don't know, t-shirt. Call myself the Sasquatch. Just walking around being the tall guy with the group. That'll be all right. I hope it looks like
Yeah.
a successful Captain Goggles. This picture I'm doing.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that should be. I should make that a requirement. You want to be on my show? Well, you can draw Captain Goggles.
Yeah, you have to draw Captain Goggles. Draw me some. You say, draw me some pictures I can hang in my washroom.
Yeah.
So he's got yellow glasses, right?
Yeah. The lenses are yellow.
All right. And the costume is you've got a red.
Let's see. I did change up the design. So he wears a red coat, but sometimes it's like a blue centerpiece and a red on the side. So yellow diamond glowy badge thing.
There's a small divot in the glasses. I see that now. There we go. I think I got you.
Oh, I'm sending Scott the zombie card I did of him.
Oh, yeah. Good stuff.
So I got Omilla in the morning. I also done Alf wearing a Young and the Dead neon shirt. So like, yeah, well, I'll send that to Scott too.
Nice.
Like you can
That's
have
right.
so Omilla in the morning.
Looking for the diamond pattern. Found it. All right. Gonna have to do something to bring out some deets, some of the details around this diamond. Let's
I
mute
like how
that.
this looks.
Hey, I like that. You getting some? What are you getting? Some? Is that a heavier pencil, or are you getting some inks on it now?
It inks. It's one of my multiliners would say this is. This is
Some
a
micro.
0.3
Hey.
microliner or multiliner.
Got the window open in my studio tonight. You can really hear when people are ripping down my street here. Go out there and put down the police strips, blow all their tires. Ha ha ha! Take that with your hip hoppery.
Of your Donkey Kong and your I don't know who's famous. Your Fresh Prince of Bel Airs.
Hey, you fresh princes, take this. How do you like me now, you Beverly Hillbillies? And my references are all up to date, huh? All up to date. Take that. Here's mud in
You
your eye.
hooligans. 23 Skidoo.
Okay, you win. You just win with that one. It's gonna be stuck in my head all night long, man. Philip Chandler's live stream started. He's gonna have Josh Kimball on there tonight.
Oh, yes. Oh, wow. I'll go protest.
You're gonna do your double stocking. You're gonna do the engaging in one place and then secretly jumping in. Ha ha! Hello! Ha ha! And then you leave.
Yeah.
Or as I call it, the Salazar maneuver.
It's like Frank's everywhere.
What was Frank doing last night? He was in 17 separate streams.
the same time.
How does he do it? He's just got too many helpful comments, too many good puns he's got to throw at people and run. Oh, I've been Frank Salazar. Now, have you got a good villain in Captain Goggles or no?
I'm sorry, what?
Have you got a set villain in Captain Goggles or no?
Well, we have one that hasn't been like he's not mentioned in the comics yet. But we have one. We're still working on the design of it.
Nice. He's hiding out. Hasn't been revealed. Trying to get your mustache just right here. When my wife and I met years and years ago, 1,000 years ago, I had, because I used to have long hair, my hair went down in the middle of my back. And I had a mustache and chin whiskers. And because I'd grown them out, I looked a little bit like Green Arrow from DC Comics.
Okay.
Because the mustache would curl up at the sides and the chin whiskers would curl out at the sides and like a sort of musketeer look. And it's only because I have curly hair, not because I actually made any effort with my fashion. But one day, randomly, I shaved my facial hair off. And my wife looked at me and she very politely said, "You're never growing that back."
Okay.
As soon as she saw my face without it, she said, "That's it. That's gone. Say goodbye. No more of
That's
that."
what you look like.
Yeah. Who's this guy?
Did anyone ever call you and say like, "I saw your wife with this other guy. He didn't have a.
No.
He kind of looked like you, but he didn't have a beard
But
or
he was
mustache.
but he wasn't 6'6".
He was. He was
Yeah, I have a hard time finding guys that, yeah, I saw somebody I thought was you. How tall was he? About 5'9". That wasn't me. Yeah, so I didn't really get into it, but this weekend I have
yeah.
the fortune of being allowed, like the grace and fortune of blessing to be allowed to interview a guest this weekend that we have for the con, and I'm very excited.
Cool.
It's because he is also very, very tall. He's the tallest guy in Marvel Comics history.
Really? Oh, Jim Shooter.
Yeah,
That's right, you mentioned.
so I'll be interviewing him on Saturday.
What's he doing lately?
Still being tall, and
Okay. Classic Jim.
he's got another entertainment company that he runs now. But I mean, this is the guy that started Valiant, Defiant.
Mm-hmm.
Just you know what a gift that guy is for the industry. He started at
Yeah.
13 years old, eh?
Oh wow.
He was sending in some scripts to DC, And he got hired. So they said, okay, keep sending him those scripts. You're doing good. And then eventually he got told to come, because he's tall, and some tall fellows tend to have deep voices. Or so I've heard. When they talk on a phone, it sounds like an older guy, a big guy.
Yeah.
And so they have him come into the DC offices, and then when they realize that at that time that he's only 16, and they've had him working with them for years. So.
And you're like, oh, we're gonna get called by CPS.
Is there a child labor thing like that in the States?
I think like at 16 and up you can work.
Not in Canada. We throw them in the mines, and whichever one's last, they're the ones that we keep. What's your name? My name's Timmy. You think you can dig out some gold out of that mine? Get in there. Let's see if this works. Trying to pull up the
A7.
Hey, hi, Seven.
Yeah.
I said hi to Seven over on Josh's thing too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't hop on Josh's. I did see he was on, but I didn't hop. Oh, he's still going. Let me go say hi.
He's on. Is he still going, or I thought he was over on Phillips?
I know Phil is going on right now, but I don't see Josh on there.
Maybe Josh hasn't gone over yet.
Let's see. Is Josh's over? I can't tell. Let me check. My screen is lagging.
Pulling a Salazar.
Oh yeah, I think it's over because the chat's not there anymore. Yeah, okay, yeah. So I guess he's hopping over on Phil's. Phil Nye, the science guy. Phil.
I put a white spot on that ding dong thing. It's there now. I hope you're happy, white spot. Get out of there. So I drew this on some construction paper.
Oh, cool.
And it's the paper that I had that I was using as a liner. Remember I told you about putting the lining along these? Like, remember I told you I was doing this?
Mm-hmm.
These cards? So that construction paper, I cut it in half. So there's one half, and I don't know if you can pick up all the black lines on it. So the portrait that I've done of Captain Goggles is on top of that, but for some cool background texture, what I've done is that I've left that black line, that black jumble of lines here, and I've just gone in and I've colored around them and in and outside of them. I don't know if that's picking up or not.
Okay. Oh, wow.
So that has a cool texture to it now. That was all established before I even put the drawing of goggles over top of it.
Nice.
It's like a cheater's way for a cool background. Just use some paper that's already got a bunch of marks on it. And so I'll beef it up a little bit. Yeah, I've got a busy weekend this weekend. I got the London Comic Jam is having an art show at TAP, this gallery here in town that we do our jams at. I've got the con, and then I've got my Kickstarter starting on Thursday.
Okay, yeah.
For the
So those cards you were doing, those are gonna be like
There's a
Tiers
tier.
or add-on?
Well, there's a tier when you can get the book and a sketch card for 25. Because I've got a bunch of pages for sale, but I realize that my pages are a bit expensive at this point. But maybe it's easier to just get a cool sketch card.
Yeah. I thought if I do because I do want to do a crowdfunder. If I do one, I'd have to send everyone a tablet with one of my pages because I do most of my stuff digital.
Well, selling pages becomes difficult when you're doing digital, right? But one of the things,
Here's a $100 tablet for your $20 tier.
really, I'm sending everybody an iPad because I'm making a nuisance. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what I do. Sketch cards but most of my pages are digital nowadays. So, but yeah, that's what I'll do sketch cards and I'll do illustrations.
So one of the things I'm going to do at the show.
When people order the comic, I do an illustration on the backboard. So
See, that's sort of like a remark, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to do some portraits for people and sketch cards instead. You got here. There's one of Captain Goggles for free. There you are, buddy.
You can give that to a random person. Like, here, you might like this.
Read Captain Goggles. Do it. I push him over and run away. So you see what I mean about that background texture?
Yeah.
See, because the paper is all marked up with a Sharpie.
Okay, yeah. So
I drew the portrait over top, and then I went and filled in some of those spaces between the hatch marks and got some cool background texture. And then I highlighted a little bit with a little punch of paint marker. Oh, hey, thank you very much, Seven. Seven says very cool. There you are. There's your Captain. Oh, I see it now. Look at they're practically twins. I didn't put his goggles on him. Should I put his goggles on his face?
no, that's fine. Sometimes I have him without his goggles on. That was one thing where I was saying, should I keep the goggles on so you don't see his face and Anna drew him with the goggles off. So okay, maybe she think it's cool.
Well, yeah, why not? It doesn't. Shake it up. Don't always have them in the goggles. Just clean up a couple lines. Push a little black around the edge of the portrait, and I'll punch it up from the background around it. If I was going to be really cagey, I'd use a purple, because then the purple will really push off of the orange.
So that's the one I'm setting for 46, and get all this stuff here included. But yeah, I have a sketch on the back ready.
Nice. And those are well done.
And I did a recreation of the cover on this card.
That's
so I include that. I also have this Captain Goggles. So yeah, so I put in a lot of stuff there for people.
Nothing wrong with that, man.
For this one.
I'm doing with this Kickstarter thing. I'm just sort of, here you go. There's some pictures. There's some the comic book there. I got original art up there, and in order for some people to get a hold of one, that's what all these are. That's all these sketch cards. I did all these in 4 days.
Oh wow!
I am a crazy person.
Sounds like you don't have a real job, Chris.
What's that?
It sounds like you don't have a real job.
This year, I have worked on one animation, a film, and 3 books.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah, keeps you busy.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna sign this for you, sir.
Cool.
I'm gonna sign it. Bob's Fish Company. There you go.
Cool. Nice. I like it. I
Yeah,
shall
but
cherish it.
well, we'll get you a copy of it. I'm gonna do this little edging thing that I was telling you about. Now, you know what? I think the edges are good on this. I'm gonna do a internal white line. So sometimes you want to just chop that shape up. Do a little bit of fancy schmancy.
Mhm.
Fancy schmancy. That's a professional artistic term, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure when you finish your picture that you fancy schmancy it. There, fancy schmancy line around the outside. Crooked line. Ah, oh well. Maybe I could. Yeah, I know it's there now. I was looking up the line.
There we go. So here it is. Here's my card. I did.
Let's see, buddy. Hey, look at where that color come from. Look out. That's really well done. I like it. What did you do the color in there with?
The oh, I used these alcohol markers by Beyond You. This was actually kind of running out, but it gave me some cool streaks on his outfit there.
Nice. It's fun how it does that when a tool is sort of, you know, not got as much life in it as it used to do, but now you're getting a whole new texture and a whole new vibe out of it. That's just as
Yeah.
cool. So, all right, well, this is good fun.
You just go with the aura there a little bit.
Right on. There's your guy.
No, nice. That looks great. I like it. I'm biased though.
What's that?
As I'm biased.
You're biased. You've got your latest drawing that you did of him with the dinosaur. He's got so much of a cooler mustache than I drew on this one. Let me see. I
Yeah,
use this. I'll flip it over. Nice fresh one. Are those glasses rectangular or the octangle? Are they
oh,
are they, are they
I guess
goggles?
they're just mine.
Okay. I'll do a. We're gonna do a crazy surreal one now. I'm gonna do Captain Goggles as written by Grant Morrison.
Okay, yeah. Josh is on Phil's channel.
Josh is on Phil's now.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
let's do. Yes. Oh, some more guy hopped on. Who's this guy? Oh, Enrique. Enrique.
Oh, okay, I've
Another.
seen that.
Oh, is Gary on right now too?
Who knows? I have to look. I don't have the capabilities of Frank Salazar, Channel Hopper. All right.
Oh yeah.
All right. Let's tool this guy up. So I got to come up with a darn? Of course not. It's okay.
Let me see what other live streams I can invade. Let's see what else is turning.
What's that, buddy?
So let me see what other live streams I can invade. Seven. Seven. What you been up to? Answer me, Seven.
You gotta give him a moment. I'm typing really fast. What are you doing right now? Typing fast.
Let's see, what can I draw next?
I'm doing a surreal comic version of it now. Does he wear gloves?
Yeah, they're actually
Yeah.
like actually not many people know this, but they're actually supposed to be like welder's gloves.
Okay.
But yeah, I like the big old gloves.
The big
Seven
heavy
says I've
gloves.
been trying to figure out how to draw my version of masked woman. Um, well, if you want some references, Seven, I mean, I can send you some stuff I've drawn or stuff that she's drawn as well. But oh, you want to do your own take? You know, just like you did with Captain Goggles. That was cool. I think Anna would like whatever you draw. So, or I could be wrong. I don't want to speak on her behalf.
Well, I'll have to do one of Math Woman too at some point here.
Yeah. Yeah, do you want to be like now? Do all my characters?
I've ever drawn in a story. Do them. Do them now.
You do it.
You, why are you bothering to sleep and eat? Get over there and draw my characters.
Yeah. Which when Seven sent me their latest one, well, that's when like all that stuff with the my friends and like saying like, oh, art is not a job or whatever. And
Yeah.
I was like, so I go check my email and I see the latest thing from Seven. Like, man, that cheered me up. Like,
That's really good of you too, Seven.
yeah. It was like, oh man, what am I doing?
We got down in the dumps when we're trying to do something to connect to people, because that's what comics and like storytelling is it's us trying to bridge a connection with others, right?
Yeah.
Reach out to them and communicate in a way that might sometimes feel easier to us than talking. And if somebody looks at you and says that's not legitimate, you're like, well, what the hell? What do I got to start doing? Making smoke signals then?
I don't even smoke.
Yeah. That or you shout them, you're a welder, or I don't know, whatever their job is. But
Ironically, I wear welders goggles and stuff. I'm not even a welder. I just thought they looked cool.
what color were his gloves? Frank, what color are his gloves?
Oh, they're the tan brown color.
Okay, good stuff. I'm just throwing whatever at the wall sticks here. Let's try this. Let's make it beefy. Oh, Seven says, yes, please. Email some, Frank.
Sure.
My granddaughter killed that one. That is the least successful red I think I've ever seen. We'll fix this. We'll fix it. We'll fix it. My granddaughter was in my studio this week and
Oh, cool.
using a bunch of my stuff.
Oh, not cool.
It's funny, as soon as people find out I got grandkids, you're like, what are you, 70? They can't tell how old I am. They can't see how bald I am on top of my head. They can't see this high up. It gets a little messy around my desk while I'm working. I got about 63 pens and paintbrushes and doodly-doos and whatchamacallits and who's-a-whats. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my.
Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. Lions and tigers and bears.
You're welcome. Happy birthday. There we go. I know he looks a little crazy right now, Frank. I know. Look at him. didn't go off camera. There we go. Who's that crazy red? Perfect. All right. I've stopped with film projects. Red Tape, the horror action one, was stopped. The locations in Kentucky, Tennessee, also Colorado. Then out in San Francisco Bay Area, more Red Tape for my thriller murder mystery. That's a challenging thing. Do you keep coming across a lot of that? I hope not. There we go. I'm not good at emojis, buddy. What is the hands up in the air?
I think it's like the.
Oh, yeah.
Or he's raising the roof.
Maybe the roof is on fire.
We don't need no water. The roof. The roof. The roof is on fire.
I always like that song because he sounds so apathetic. Because the guy's like, the roof, the roof, the roof is on fire. It's like he kind of doesn't get it. We don't need no water. Woohoo! I don't know how that's turning out.
Oh, hey, Dill. Yeah, that's a great Frank. Me or the drawing?
That?
Thank
What's
you.
this?
Dill A. That's a great Frank.
Oh, this one.
Am
Yeah.
I?
Man, I'm up to lunch.
Yeah. Seven says I might just turn the film project stories into a comic, a graphic novel series to get it out there, maybe. Sure, yeah, that's a good idea.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah. Especially if you have storyboards.
That's what I just did a workup for a project, and the project fell apart. I'm like, well, it was a contract thing, so I can't do anything with it, but it really aggravates me because I'm like, I could just readily turn this into a graphic novel and put it out right now, but because unfortunately it's somebody else's story, I'm like, oh, rang. Hey Frank, this is not a mustache.
The mustache?
I haven't put the mustache in yet.
Oh, okay.
There's you without your mustache. There's you with your mustache. Without your mustache. With your mustache.
The drawing is the great Frank. Frank is the regular Frank. That's my mod. That's one of my mods.
Oh, is that right? Is that who that is?
Yeah, he's
Well, let's be frank about this. It's probably not the first time you've heard somebody say that, is it?
no.
I apologize.
I have a few friends named Frank, so we'll say it to each other.
Oh, do you? Nice.
Yeah. Every time Josh says, like, let me be Frank, we'll be like, okay, I'll be Josh.
Oh, good. I've got this thing that I do where it's so random that I'm not conscious that I do it anymore. So our next door neighbors are Sudanese Canadian, and so the twins, Makwach and Abi, they're just absolute characters. And so when they're outside helping me put in my garden or help me do anything like that, every time they're going to ask me anything, anytime they're going to say anything, they always go, Chris, like this. I go, yes, every single time. And so sometimes I forget myself. And if I'm out someplace and someone go, hey, Chris, and I'll go, yes. Just because, I'm so used to doing it with the kids, right? Yes.
Hey, you guys.
And it's always great questions like, will these tomatoes that you're planting be so tall that they're bigger than the sky? Do I tell them the truth or do I make up something fantastic? Does Dr. Goggles have hair?
Captain Goggles? No.
Good stuff. Captain Goggles, I said doctor, didn't I? I'm so sorry.
Oh, you say Doctor? I didn't.
Did I?
I answered to both. For no reason at all.
I'm going to do your big fancy mustache.
A fancy stash. Christopher, that's terrible. You can't move forward with the contract project thing. Must be frustrating.
It happens. I mean, that's the challenge of doing things,
Yeah.
right? It's that you invest some time into a project. And like I did workups for an animation once. And hey, that's cool. Let's go forward with it. Okay. Well, uh, you know, we want to do 22 episodes. And I said, okay, cool. I'm on board. As soon as we get some more financing together, because I knew how much that they had, and how much that they had was not enough to do the project. But they thought that $10,000 was going to do a 22 episode cartoon series.
Okay.
Frank will drop storyboard thumbnails soon after Masked Woman illustrations.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Frank, bear with me on this one. I think I'm doing this mustache right. Does this look like his mustache? Hold on, I'll move it up.
Yeah, looks good. Yeah. Yeah. Looks really good, actually. It's better than mine.
No, it's not better than yours. It's just different. Nothing better than your drawing of your own character. That's yours. Other people do it, and they're like, oh, well, that's a different rendition. It's not better than yours. It can't be, because it would exist without yours.
That's true.
All right, let's get crazy. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Scratchy, scratch, 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 scratch. Scratch, 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 scratch. This is a noisy, scratchy, scratchy. Oh, hey, Seven got my Batman quote. Where have you been?
Wrote a song.
What's that?
Because I just wrote a song about it.
I always there was a great quote. So I saw the Batman '89, the trailer for it. It was during, I don't know what, I think it was something like Bonfire of the Vanities that I was watching. And anyways, he says, "Where did you get those wonderful toys?" The Jack Nicholson Joker says,
Yeah.
and then, but in the trailer he goes, "Well, go ask him." All the bad guys take off after Batman. And I love that. It was my favorite line out of the movie. They cut it out of the film.
Oh, that stinks.
Yeah, it's not actually in the finished movie. Okay, look at this classy tool. You ready? Woo!
Oh, yeah.
It's a paintbrush marker that you can buy at the dollar store.
Yeah, actually, I have some.
Yeah, these are great. So, what are Captain Goggles' abilities?
Extremely good looking.
Well,
Uh,
hello.
he also has. He's strong. He's powerful. That shield actually is like a protective shield.
Nice.
Uh, so it's like a little force field around him, so he's able to make more punches and it doesn't hurt him as much. And
He's always got exact change for the bus.
yes, and he crosses old ladies uh, if they cross him.
Crosses old ladies on any given street. Don't you cross me, young man. Get a move on, lady. So hoping that would
Yeah,
turn out.
he's like a tank. So he knows a few different fighting fighting skills, hand to
Nice.
hand combat. I gave him like a
Particular.
basic, basically.
He has the power to move people.
It's the power of friendship.
The power of friendship. Brought to you by Ovaltine.
Drink more Ovaltine.
Red Ryder BB gun.
Okay, I bought some. I bought some Ovaltine once, and I posted on Instagram. I was feeling nostalgic, so I got my Ovaltine and listening to the Shadow of the old Shadow radio show.
I love the old Shadow series.
Yeah. And
Orson
someone's
Welles.
like, "What's Ovaltine? What's nostalgic about it?" I was like, "I can't."
Tell you, kid, but shoot your eye out.
Yeah. Drink more Ovaltine. The Shadow knows
I
who
always love
knows so
that.
evil.
Listen, Shadow, I'm not afraid of you. It's absolutely nothing you can do to me. It's just smoke, you see. Am I John Kilpatrick? Where'd that voice come from? I know you're in here, Shadow. He starts shooting around the room. Those were
Yeah.
nuts. You can't hit me, John Kilpatrick, for I'm beyond mortal men. And so when the cops come in, but they always inevitably shoot themselves or something stupid. It's like,
Yeah.
I made this like a pop cereal one, buddy.
Oh wow.
You know what those circles are around his head? Ovaltine.
Cool. Drink more Ovaltine.
Okay, I'll put it down there just because he asked me to.
The Shadow knows. Oh, okay. Frank, does Captain Goggles have different powers from different goggles he wears, like Iron Man and Batman suits? The goggles, like they are tech goggles, so he's able to like, scan and scope things out, and does get they're kind of like he can get messages through them, so he can get some messages on his screen. But No, it's not like different abilities, but you can upgrade or get new goggles.
So the only superhero character I have in my books, Frank,
Mm-hmm.
is me in a 6 foot bunny, like me in a 6'6" bunny costume. I've got a character who has a mental break and believes he's going to become a vigilante, and he starts going through the streets with a baseball bat. And so, because I always find that vigilantism is like, oh, that's never a good idea, you know. So my guy, there's a page at the start of the one-page comic suggestion called "Hop Like a Bunny," where somebody finds out that his life is too stressful. He wants to get rid of all the stress and take it easy. Bunnies, they got it good, hopping around. Maybe I'll be like a bunny. And at the end of it, in the last panel, he's in a bunny costume, and he goes, maybe not, right? And so that character keeps appearing in different comics. It's a dirty, filthy, disgusting bunny costume, desperately needs to be washed, and it's me in the costume with a baseball bat. I've had him appear in comics where he's just in an alley swinging at somebody. I've had him. There's a comic I did called Captain Sincerity. It's about a superhero that can tell if you're lying or not. He's incredibly effeminate. Okay. And so he says, if you don't tell me what I want to know, my bunny's going to hit you with this big stick. You just you go, I'm not afraid, fibber. Like it's just silliness. So he just keeps appearing in other things now. It's just me in a bunny costume.
Do you own an actual bunny costume?
Heavens no, I don't think I could find one that would fit me. Like I have to drive across London in order to buy shoes because I wear size 15s.
Oh, wow.
So the only place that sells shoes in my size is at the opposite side of the city. Okay, Frank.
Let's see. Oh, wow.
Drink your Ovaltine, kids. There's the more serious one, and there's the more cartoony one.
Sweet. 15 shoe size. Wow, Christopher. Christopher, that's funny and very cool. Upgrades can modify his goggles. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, that's actually part of the storyline in the comic, which there's no resolution to it, um, but that there is like something going on that's interfering with his goggles.
Something's interfering with his goggle powers?
Yeah.
Are all of his abilities based on his goggles?
No, just I mean, the goggles will help him. I guess it will be that like Iron Man, where his suit, but he can take off the goggles. It's not gonna like power down.
If you could really run with that, like somebody could say, Captain Goggles, thank you for saving me. I'd like to invite you to a dance that we're having at my apartment building. And Captain Goggles, well, I'll try to make it out tonight there, ma'am. And then he has to go back to his place and try to beep, 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 make up some fancy goggles and make him a really proficient dancer.
Yeah.
Can't let the ladies down. I, for the life of me, can't figure out what I did with that Sharpie. That's French for Sharpie. Well, we're going to use this guy. Squeaky marker.
Squeaky, squeaky.
Yeah, I've got everything all over the place in back here. Hey, I found both. My skizzers and my Sharpie.
Squeaky chair.
All right. There you
Also,
go.
how did you start up the comic jams? You just like say, "Hey, I want to make comics. Do you want to make comics too?"
Well, I know a bunch of people that do comics, right? I've
Mhm.
known a bunch of people over the years, and see, my background is in fine art, right? So my background is um, paintings in galleries,
Oh, okay.
and so I know a number of friends that are all interested in comics too, that are all in that sort of world, right?
Hmm.
So I said, hey, listen, let's get together and draw, right?
Yeah.
And so we did. And then Stuart Eminem, the comic artist, used to live uh, in London here. So he came out and he jumped in and oh, what's up? Seven says, Christopher, yes, techno goggles for Captain. He's able to dance tango and salsa and modern hip hop. There you go. Well, I think I might call it a night. Go over and harass those maniacs on that Phillips thing, because unlike you, I don't have the ability to jump back and forth. But it's fun. This has been fun, buddy. Let's do it again.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad. I got distracted because I was like, I want to do another card, and then Seven's like, send me some reference pictures. So I'm looking for reference pictures
Oh,
to
yeah.
send in for
I
Masked Woman.
You want to see what reference I used?
Sure.
I found this picture, which is super cool.
Yeah, cool.
So I drew the cartoony version based on that. And then I found this handsome fella. So that's how I did him there.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
That first one, I want to put that either on a shirt or like a mug or something. So
Why not? Why not? There's all kinds of things you can do with it. Like this thing I
yeah,
showed you earlier, like this silly little thing that I do where I hand out cards with pictures of projects I'm
yeah,
working on. Oh, my deets on the back. My deets. It's a robot.
yeah.
So
That's what I think that one will look good as a card like that. That just
yeah.
kind of include some stuff. And I do know a guy that he does flyers, and I had asked him because they are kind of like that cardstock size. So like, oh, cool. So I think for I could get like a good amount. I need to ask him again for the price, but
Yeah,
and see
you
if it's
get
in.
find a place that prints them and then check into that and see what's snapping in there, right? There's all
Yeah,
kinds of ways that you can do some stuff where you're taking the stuff that you've produced and putting it out in a different means in different ways and figuring out like checking out a card that you've done and if you can figure out a way to print like a uniform. Here, I signed these for you, Frank.
yeah. Oh, cool. Thanks.
I'll mail these out to you, Bronco. Um,
Nice.
these as you do these images, you could take a page this size, right,
Hmm.
and print a bunch of standard like you know Frank Salazar, Dapper Bugger, whatever you want to put on this. This is a sketch card from Frank, and you print those out on cardstock, and you just flip them over and draw your cards on them, and they've all got a fancy cardstock back on them.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried that?
I yeah, I did do something like that. Where I printed the back and but what I would do like I will cut another piece and then glue it so it's thicker. But I
Well, you
think
wouldn't have
just
to do
doing
it
it.
that way if you print it on the cardstock, right?
Hmm.
Like you go and you take some, you buy a thing of cardstock, you go to a photocopier, you can use different colors of cardstock, okay, right?
Yeah.
Slide those into the machine, it prints out one side, the card backs for you, and then all you got to do is draw on the fronts. Like cut those things out when you get home, flip them over, and every one of them has got this customized Frank, sketch card by Frank Salazar. And then, now you don't have to glue anything. It's already pre-done for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think I'm gonna sign off, my friend. And
All
thanks
right.
everybody that came and hung out. I'm gonna try. I've got a little bit of paperwork I've got to get done tonight.
Sure. No
Still,
problem.
because of the con this weekend, I still got some stuff I got to get finished to get organized together for myself here,
Mhm.
and boring stuff. The boring stuff of setting up an art booth, right?
Oh yeah,
It's
I was telling someone this morning because they were kind of like messing around with me and saying like, "Oh, you have too much time on your hands." So like, no, like I just came back from going to the post office and mailing out an order, and now I updated some listings, and they're like, "Oh, like excuse me," like I'm like,
people.
"Listen, that's boring, but that's part of what I do, and that brings in money." So I was like,
That's
"That's just
exactly it. People that
that's just
don't do
part of the job."
people that
Yeah.
don't do what we do will never understand how much process there's involved in what we do.
Yeah.
They'll never get it.
Like
Right?
like this is just part of it,
Yeah.
but I also gotta put it in a case if they want a case, gotta mail it out, gotta get their address, get their money, go buy more cards, go buy more stuff, and like update
If you're
the list.
scanning stuff, if you're getting materials, if you're trying to self promote, if you're engaged in other different things, It
Yeah.
never stops. It never stops. But people that are outside of the act of creating, for the most part, I don't think a lot of people understand how much it involves. Like the worst thing to me is, hi, I'm a writer. I've got this 600-page magnum opus. I can give you like $500 if you draw all 600 pages, and you're like, no. That's a
It's like
lot,
a dollar per page, but you're missing one.
right? I don't know what it takes to draw that thing,
Yeah.
So that can be challenging. So what do you do? It's challenging. You know what? I just turned on Josh's thing on my phone, or on Philip's thing on my phone, and there you are signing in saying Maple for life.
Yeah.
And Sutton's in there too, saying hi to everybody. That's funny. That's really funny. You guys are fun. All right, I gotta get into the fun of. Oh yeah, there you go. Seven says it's part of the job and
Mm-hmm.
business.
That's
That's
right.
exactly. Yeah. That's the challenging part.
Proper.
I won't understand. The comic company that I own, Runciman Press. Well, we've done 73 printings. We've done 67 separate books. Those are some of the things I sent you today. Well, some of
Mm-hmm.
the things that I got today, Frank.
Yeah.
And so if it says number 6 at the front, that's because it's the sixth issue of that series. So in order to be able to do that many projects, you have got to be able to figure out the business aspect of organizing it and keeping everything going. But you can't explain that to other people.
Yeah.
You can't the effort and the time it takes to produce all those materials unless you know
Oh yeah.
some way to illustrate it. But yeah, it's challenging, but it's
Mm-hmm.
doable. Everything's doable. Anybody has a comic idea, anybody has anything that they want to approach, they can do it.
Oh yeah.
You know,
It's work, but I think it's worth it. Yeah.
I think so, and I think you're doing some good stuff. I like what you're doing.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, buddy, I'm
And
going to bounce out. It was
all right.
great hanging out with you and doing some sketch cards. And let me see yours.
Boom.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Quantum Leap. I love it.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Seven's jumping back and forth between streams. Isn't that funny?
Oh.
Okay. I'm going to take off. Thanks, Fred. Thanks for having me on, buddy. Let's
All right,
do
no
this again.
problem.
We
Yeah.
can do it.
Hopefully Anna will be on next time if she didn't avoid me this time.
Yeah. We'll get her on. We'll get Marsh going. Let's get some fun.
Okay. Let's
All
do
right.
stuff.
Bye for now.
All right. Bye. 27. I'm here, Christopher. Just wanted to pop in and the other important artists. Thank you both. I'm sorry, Frank and Christopher. I didn't mean to. No problem. 7. Um, I just wanted to get that right away. Uh, I don't have that many on my tablet, so I was grabbing some. So I already sent you an email, and yeah, I think this is good. This was a good stream. Yeah, and a good discussion with Christopher. I did get at least one card done. And I did have another one here ready. I was trying to figure like what to draw that would look cool with this brown. And I was thinking, man, I need to find a reference. I was thinking the Wolfman would look cool. So I'll probably do that off panel. But yeah, I was thinking this. And so yeah, I sent you that email, and hope you can use those if they give you ideas. Oh, there, now it loaded. So yeah. I'll be signing off. This has been Frank Salazar, KK Captain Goggles. We had our guest Christopher Runciman, and we are hoping, next time we stream that Anna will be on Mask Woman. Uh, I think she had to run to work. So so sometimes that's the issue. Uh, but yeah, make comics, not excuses. You know, be kind to people, and if I've ever not been kind to you, I apologize. And we will see you next time. Turaco out.